So this is a video for lashes, and before we even start the lash service, we've arrived to work and we have to do the prep stuff first. So the first thing we're gonna do is wash our hands. We're gonna wet our hands under water, and we're going to find that liquid hand soap, and we're gonna wash our palms down to the wrist, the backs of our hands, of course, our fingers, the backs of our fingers, between our thumbs and our fingers, making sure that we're doing all of this for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds. We're under the water. We're going to wash our fingers and fingertips. We're gonna wash our thumbs, and we're gonna make sure we wash our wrists as well. Rinse everything thoroughly under the water. When that's properly done, you're gonna find either a clean towel or disposable paper towels. Grab that, turn the water off using that hand with the towels. Dry everything completely, and then if you're using those paper towels, toss them. Find hand sanitizer when everything's nice and dry, and then you're going to wash your hands thoroughly with the sanitizer. When you're dry, you've got to prepare your room and station. So that's what we're going to do before, we're going to do our setup and stuff before our client arrives. So for preparation, we're going to set up our cart, but we need to disinfect our bed first. So we are going to use a disinfectant wipe following manufacturer's instructions, and then we're going to clean our workstation, bed, and equipment. Then we're going to dispense products that are needed for the service. So what we're going to do in disposable portion cups for each product, we're going to prepare the product with a portion of the product, opening the top of the container and ensuring the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with the disposable portion cup or tray, or remove the product with a disinfected or clean single-use spatula. Then close the lid to the product and set the portion cup and tray on the tray. We'll place disposable table paper on the disinfected bed, and we're going to pretend like that's our towel. And so if you want to look at the station or the tray, what we have prepared in a disposable cup, we've got the makeup remover, we have the cotton rounds, single use, we have antiseptic, we have disposable mascara wands, single use, we're going to toss. We have disposable applicators to apply the glue to the lashes. We have lash glue, lashes, tweezers, small scissors, gloves, because of course we're going to use disposable gloves for the service, and some paper towels. And then at the bed, we've got a headband, we've got our drape for the client, and then the client is going to arrive. And when the client arrives, of course, you already have clean hands when you greet your client. So let's talk about that conversation. When you meet your client, what you're going to do first is you are going to greet the client and escort them to the work area. You will assess the client's current style, determine the client's preferences, and assess the client's needs. You will assess the client's skin by performing a visual skin analysis to ensure there's no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area that is to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, infection or infestation. To prevent from safely performing the service, assess the client's consultation form for any medications and products used within the last 72 hours and consult on any known allergies. You'll consult with the client on any facial surgeries within the last 3 months, and if the client is under a physician's care, assess if the client is prone to cold sores or fever blisters. You will assess if the client has used exfoliating or lightening agents within the last 72 hours, like AHAs, BHAs, hydroquinone, etc. You'll assess facial injections within the last 3 weeks, like Botox or hyaluronic fillers. And if the client is free from the above, you can move forward with the procedure. It's at this point that you are going to get the client ready, and then we'll wash our hands. So we are going to get her headband on, because you want to keep the hair out of the face and away from the face so you can see to do your lash application. We're going to put her drape on. She doesn't need to disrobe. And if you wanted to put a towel under the neck for comfort, this is perfect, perfectly comfortable. and you will be ready for your next step, which is to wash your hands. So what we're going to do now is go to the sink and wash our hands. Same thing, wetting the hands, finding the liquid hand soap, washing the palms, the back of the palms, between the fingers and the fingers, between the fingers and the thumb, the back of the fingers, fingertips and nails, thumbs, wrists, minimum of 20 to 30 seconds, rinsing off thoroughly under the water, then grabbing and finding either a clean towel or disposable paper towels. You're going to turn the water off, dry the hands completely, and then your sanitizer step. And then you will apply your disposable gloves. Once your gloves are on, you can come over to your client and to start to prepare the service. So what we have to do first is we have to take off any makeup on her eyes. So we are going to get a cotton round and we are going to put it in our disposable cup of makeup remover. And then we're going to come on over here to the client and we're going to clean her. Now you can repeat this step if you need. So just check the client out and see what she needs. I'm going to dry the area. That goes in the trash because I do not want to apply lashes on anything that's wet. Just gotta make sure that area is dry. Perfect. And the first thing that you want to do with your lashes, remember these are disposable lashes that we're using, a strip. We are going to measure them because her eye size and the lashes may be completely different. So there's a short side and a long side. The short side goes into the nose, closest to the nose. So there is actually a right lash and a left lash. So when you take that out, you're going to take the short side in. To her nose, and you're going to see if you need to trim any. So the great thing about this actually is it's pretty accurate to hers, but just for to teach or show, I'm just going to pretend like it's a little bit too long just to show you what to do. So I would hold the lash with my fingers where I need to. I'm like, where's the camera? Where I need to trim it. And then I would find my little small scissors, and then you bring it in and you just snip that part off, okay? We don't need to snip it, but I wanted you to see that little bit there. Like if you're measuring, that's what you would do. Like whatever, hold it with your hand so that it's above your fingers and then cut there. Then we're going to take it over here and apply the lash glue. So I'm going to get my disposable applicator and I'm going to get my lash glue. I'm going to squeeze it out and I'm going to apply it to that root of the strip lash. And you want to make sure that it is not too thick, not too thin. You're just going to spread it along the lash. And then you will toss this, your little applicator that you put the lash glue on with, and you're going to grab your tweezers just to hold the lashes because that's what you're going to be holding them with when you apply them to the eye. So you're going to go to the client's eye and you're going to press in. You're going to get it as close to her base of her lash as you can, and then you're going to press, and you're going to press first on that inner short corner side, and then you'll press to the outer corner side. And they look awesome. So you're just taking it corner to corner there, and basically what you want to know is you wait for about 4 to 5 seconds, and then you could start measuring the other side. So that's what I'm going to do now. They look really great. They're just right on that line there. So once again, you want to measure. Most of the time you will trim. So take the time to do this because it makes them look amazing and more natural. So I'm going to take it over here. It's just lucky ducky that this particular face, the lash line is the length. So once again, if it was too long, I would hold it with my fingers, and then the excess would be above my fingers, so that when I bring in my scissors, I'm cutting on top of it that way. And so I don't, and I'm cutting the long side, not the short side. That's important to remember too. So let's apply some glue to a disposable applicator. Once again, just giving yourself the time to apply it across on that root line of the lash, but not too thick, not too thin. Giving yourself a minute to just have that even. And then of course, whatever you're applying your glue with, you're going to throw away immediately. It's a disposable. And then you're going to grab your tweezers, because that's what you're going to apply to their actual lash line, and then you can press in, and you're going to press in on the shorter side first, and then you can work your way down, pressing it close to that lash line. And once again, you can wait that like 4 to 5 second range. It's also a good idea to have them open their eyes once you feel like the glue is set. Make sure that it feels good when they open and close, and that glue, etc. is good. And then let's talk about your end here to your service. So you've got these gorgeous lashes on the client. They look so beautiful. They do. And what needs to happen now is you will talk about the maintenance and the follow-up with this, because these are really single-use lash strips. I mean, they potentially could stay on another day, but you would tell them, explain how they're going to come off, and then they would either keep them and reuse them or toss them. If we have any single-use items here now, it's time to clean up. So we're going to toss all those single-use items. One thing I failed to mention, I do have these disposable mascara wands here. When you were in that cleansing process, you can comb through the client's lash just to make sure it's clean. The other thing is with this, if once the lash is on, if you want to comb through the artificial lash as well, once it's glued down, and just connect it to the client's lash a little bit better, you can do that. This is a single use. It goes in the trash. And then they're gone. So you've got your headband, you've got your cape, you've got your towels, they've gone home, and it's time to clean up. And so you want to grab these implements that you use and put them in a closed container that is labeled to be disinfected. You are going to place the towels, the cape, the headband in a closed container that's waiting there until it's laundered. You're going to identify a proper cleaning agent, read the manufacturer's directions, and follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing and usage. Wipe down your workstation with cleaning solution to remove any debris, and then you identify a disinfectant that is bactericidal, virucidal, fungicidal, and EPA approved for use in a salon setting. You will follow manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using appropriate aerosol disinfectant. You'll disinfect electrical equipment, store it in a clean area separate from other implements. Then you're going to remove your gloves, and you're going to finish with that final hand wash. Remember, these are disposable gloves. So your final hand wash, You're going to wet those hands under running water, and you're going to find your liquid hand soap. You're going to put that coin size in your palms of your wet palms, and then you're going to rub your palms together, washing all the way down to the wrist. You're going to wash the back of the hands all the way down to the wrist. You're going to wash your fingers and the backs of your fingers. You're going to wash in between your fingers. You're going to wash in between your fingers and your thumb. You're going to wash your thumbs, fingertips, nails, wrist, and you're going to make sure that you're doing all of that for 20 to 30 seconds. You're going to identify and grab disposable paper towel or clean towel, turn that water off, dry your hands off, discard. Once everything's nice and dry, you find that hand sanitizer, 70% ethyl alcohol, rub your hands together beautifully, you're dry, you're done, and that concludes start to finish lash service with that prepare and then clean.